Luke, I'm trying to diversify information that I know. One of the things I learned this morning, you may not be aware of this, but did you know that Ireland's capital city is growing at an exponential rate? In fact, it's Dublin.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Daily Graph.
That's really good.
I thought you'd like that one. And shout out to our international brethren out there. Wayne, if you're awake, I don't know if you are or not, but Ireland is in fact Dublin.
Oh man, my best friend in the whole world, he married a woman from Ireland, and he might be watching this show, and if he is, I know he's cackling at that.
If not, we got to clip it and send it to him.
Yeah,
clip that and send it to all your Irish friends. They will appreciate it and buy you
Dublin.
A pint.
God, that's good. You know what else is Dublin?
Not my FanDuel account.
Not your FanDuel account. There we go. Mine neither. But my hopes, my dreams, my aspirations for the NBA season, for the Grizzlies season in particular, is Dublin. That's a fun little play on. I like that. Is Dublin, because it was announced yesterday, or I guess it was Sunday. It was announced recently that Cedric Coward,
let's go, has
been 100% cleared, 100% cleared for all basketball activities. This is per to Michael Cole. This is exactly what you want to hear with training camp a week away. I mean, for all the news that we've been getting that we know we're heading into training camp. I can't even say next season anymore. It's here, baby. We're heading into training camp with Jaren and Edey a little hobbled. Like what's his name in Misery. We're looking at guys kind of hobbling around. The fact that Coward is 100% cleared is so good. The news could not have come at a better time. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, he's been cleared since August is what the quote was. So he's been doing some basketball activities. We just hadn't seen it on tape, and we're in a highlight league, as our wonderful commissioner has said. So the fact that it flew under the radar is surprising, but also at the same time not. I mean, everything I've heard, dude's been locked in. He's ready to go. He's ready to play. He's going to be full go, all gas, no breaks for training camp, and that's exactly what we need out of our 11th overall pick. It's exactly what Grizzlies fans needed to hear, that he was feeling good and he was back to basketball activities to give some peace of mind. I know in one of our commercials, Edward was saying he needed to see some clips of Cedric Coward, and I would have appreciated that too. But at the same time, it's showmanship. It's keeping everybody kind of, keeping everything quiet and under wraps. And I like that. I like flying under the radar. I like a guy that's not all about, pomp and circumstance. Like, he's just out there hooping. He's locked in. He's ready to go. We get him going. We get BC back. We'll get Jaren and Edey back before too much longer. If Jaren's truly ahead of schedule, then maybe he only misses just a few games at most. But all in all, great news for Grizzlies fans as Cedric Coward is healthy. And I'm going to get out ahead of this. I was one of the ones that was all in on Gigi taking this massive leap and all these things. We need to be okay and understand that Cedric Coward is a rookie. He's coming off of a shoulder injury. If he's not the second coming of Michael Jordan yet, that's okay. I think there's a lot of potential there, but he's got to get back into basketball shape after not playing for basically a year.
Yep. I mean, yeah. And then, he played 6 games this last year. He hasn't played in a hot minute,
right?
Meaningful basketball in a hot minute. So give him.
So I'm telling myself, and along with all the collective us, we got to pump the brakes and appreciate what we're getting out of Cedric Coward. It might be world beaters, and if it's a rookie figuring out his way in the NBA because he only played 6 games in Division I basketball last year, then so be it.
That's also fine. Both are good outcomes.
Yeah.
One would be better than the other, obviously. But.
Right, and I'm fine with him being like Kawhi, but the basketball playing Kawhi, not the not showing up for work, tree planting Kawhi. not the aspiring Kawhi, we should say.
It's great. We got some. This is some excellent news for Grizzlies fans. Switching gears to some not so excellent news. Well,
depends on your perspective.
I was getting ready to say maybe not. You never wish injury on anybody, but this inadvertently will probably help the Memphis Grizzlies. Fred VanVleet, who I like. I like Fred. I don't have anything against him, but he tore his ACL, which is a bummer. I want to talk about Well, just the aftermath of this injury. I want to talk about the immediate aftermath first. Head on over to FanDuel Sports, guys. For those of you keeping track at home, they were presented by them. They're great. I wanted to do a little game. Yesterday, I looked at the odds yesterday for this is the Rockets odds to win the finals and to go to the Western Conference Finals. I was like, I'm just curious. This was yesterday. They had the sixth best odds to win the finals yesterday at plus 1,500. And they had the fourth best odds to win the Western Conference yesterday at plus 900. So their odds since yesterday, they've dropped. Not by a lot, but there has been a little bit of like, this morning, their odds to win the conference are plus 950. So it's moving in the opposite direction, just a skosh. And their odds to win the finals are plus 1,600. They their odds to win the finals, I think they might have even gotten no, they didn't get leapfrog. Their odds to win the finals. They're in the Clippers odds both are kind of free falling for obvious reasons. But I just thought that was interesting. You know, they're Vegas still is putting a lot of faith in Kevin Durant. And I guess a lot of faith in the other pieces on this Rockets team, the Tari Eason, the Thompsons, the Şengün. I guess this Fred VanVleet injury just means it's time for these young dudes. I mean, Reed Shepherd. There's a lot of young talent on this Rockets team, and maybe it's time for them to play.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd might suddenly be important at work and not really even realize it, because the Rockets are also kind of strapped. I saw this yesterday. They cannot sign more minimum guys without trading away salary because they're $1.2 million away from the first apron hard cap. So they're pretty capped with what they can do. So they can apply for a disabled player exception, but that doesn't change their financial restrictions, meaning that like it's not going to change their tax profile if they sign somebody through the disabled player
they can just sign
exception.
Someone.
They can sign somebody, but you're still going up against the cap. They cannot sign more minimum guys. They cannot use the disabled player exception because it would take them over the first apron cap. They cannot trade anybody like Steven Adams, Fred VanVleet, Capella, DFS, Jabari, Okogie, Tate, Aaron Holiday, and Jeff Green until December 15th. And the only possible way of acquiring a point guard would be to trade Amen, Reed, Şengün, KD, or Tari Eason. So basically, the Rockets are not going to acquire a point guard, and it's time for Reed Shepherd and Tari Eason, some of these younger guys, like to really step up and take that next step, because they don't really have an option. They can't just go sign Russell Westbrook or some of these other point guards that are kind of hanging out in the fringe, a Ben Simmons type, somebody like that. They're going to kind of have to huddle within house, and that sounds like what their starting lineup is going to be.
Do you think this is Edward asked this? Is this what you think it's going to be? I'm with you. I think it's Reed. You got to be like, come on, Reed. We drafted you third overall, brother. You got to start doing something.
I mean, that's it. Like I'm pulling up their roster right now just to kind of see, but I don't know what other options you have beside Reed Shepherd. He was a point guard in college. He's the guy that can bring the ball up the floor. He can be that guy for you. I mean, yeah, that's really going to be your best option is Reed Shepherd. Aaron Holiday, maybe like
I don't know.
JD Davison from Alabama. Like they've got some young guys, but nobody's proven Reed Shepherd's at least got some experience playing, professional basketball, albeit not a lot. But this definitely throws a wrench in it again. Like Sid Teal is warming up for a generational type run this season, and they dropped yesterday or Sunday, whenever it happened, that Kevin Durant has already requested a trade from the Rockets. Sid Teal is out there getting ahead of it, but it's going to be interesting to see what the Rockets do, because yes, they're still going to be an uber talented team. I mean, you take those last four from Edwards' starting lineup and you're still going to win a ton of games, but who's going to be the quarterback? Who's going to bring the ball up the floor and get the offense rolling?
Well, and that's the question where it's like you take a team with title aspirations. There's no other that's what this team is, title or bust, finals or bust. Take that where they had a title winning. Yeah, they went all in. They had a championship winning point guard with the pedigree, been around the league a while, commanded the respect. They're going from that guy bringing the ball up the court to Reed Shepherd, who was sent to the G League last season. That's just, I don't know. That's a big swing of the pendulum in the other way. So
because you think about, like, he's a vet leader, like you said, he has that experience, he has that pedigree. And we see it in football all the time. You see it in basketball all the time. Like, experience wins. Like, you need guys that have that experience on your roster. And they pushed all their chips in the center of the table on this season by going all in and going after KD and Clint Capella and getting DFS and getting these guys on this team to make this team better as is, re-signing Steven Adams to go for a championship run, you got to think that there's somebody in the front office going, man, what are we going to do now? Just because, again, they'll figure it out. They've got some talent. Reed Sheppard might be awesome. Like there's a world. He was awesome at Kentucky. Struggled a bit, kind of adjusting to the NBA because, I mean, like that's a massive step from college to the NBA, right?
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see if he can step up. There's a contingency plan there, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens early on. And does this become the crack in the locker room that leads to some Kevin Durant shenanigans or whatever else you may see?
Well, yeah, and I think I might know your answer based on that. Edward, shout out everybody in the comments. I see King Meeks Edward saying thank you all. Love this. You think KD is going to lead this team is the real question, because he is the dude. He's the pedigree now on this team. I mean, maybe. I mean, is he? It
would be the first. It would be the first time. And he has said, I'm not a role model. I'm not a leader. I'm here to hoop. Like he said that in the past. And so it would be the first time. It would be, another step in his character development or his villain arc, if you will. It would be the first time. I'm not going to, if I'm a Rockets fan, I'm not holding my breath for that. I'm not holding hope that like Kevin Durant's going to all of a sudden just be this great locker room leader, locker room presence kind of guy. I think you have to lean on the Steven Adams of the world.
I was just thinking Steven is Steve-O. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Jeff Green, like guys who've been around a while and been on good and bad teams. You're going to need Amen Thompson to step up as he's getting more into that vet status. I know he's 3 years in the league, but still got a lot of young players on this team. Somebody's going to have to step up. Steve-O has been that guy in the past, but I'm curious to see who else is going to be.
Well, and the Rockets last season, they had their two vet acquisitions that they spent all that money on was VanVleet and Brooks. Both are gone.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting, and it looks like it sounds like the Rockets aren't going to go win on offering KD a max extension either. It sounds like they're not going to do that, and I don't know. Maybe this changes. Maybe this changes that calculus. I don't know. All that to say,
it throws the monkey wrench in what the Western Conference is going to look like this coming year,
which helps us, which helps the Grizzlies. I mean, don't forget the Rockets are in the same division as us.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, them losing their starting quarterback, if you want to frame it like that, that's not going to negatively affect the Grizzlies. So
yeah, I mean, this is like it's aces for Grizzlies. Again, we don't wish on anybody, but Cedric Coward coming under figuring out or finding out, I guess, that he's full go for basketball activities. Fred VanVleet going down. Like this definitely helps the Grizzlies' chances. Again, we don't root for injuries, but it does help the Grizzlies.
I'm curious before we take a break. I'm going to go head on over to FanDuel if you want to follow along. It's like one of those sing-alongs where you follow the bouncing ball. We looked at the Rockets. We checked out the conference and the finals odds. I'm going to see what the Southwest Division odds right now. So Rockets are still favored, minus 200. Spurs are plus 400. Mavericks are plus 850. Grizzlies are plus 1,000. That's changed. The Grizzlies were, I agree. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Based on their moves, I think if you understand the calculus that is the NBA, I don't know that you'll be shocked if neither of these teams kind of work out and win a title simply because like the history is there.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like both of these teams are like they're boom or bust. They're either going to be finals contenders or they're just going to be bad.
Yep. And God, basketball's here. I just got excited.